Mark Danaher, BIM manager with Kirby Group Engineering. This project was challenging due to there was a compressed construction schedule. The guys on site had limited time to actually get the systems installed and commissioned. This was a retrofit and a new build. We scanned the existing conditions with a point cloud scanner. This ensured that any of our prefabricated materials that were brought to site fitted. Once we had all of our systems installed, we verified everything again by point cloud scanning and overlaying on the model. When we got to the construction stage, we used clash avoidance rather than clash detection. This again was due to the fact that we had live information and that everybody knew what was happening as it happened. Our BIM team that was involved in the project needed to be involved as early as possible. And on all projects now, one of the first elements is bringing our BIM team in.
Shannon Brown, I'm a BIM lead in Mercury Engineering. Well, one of the main ones was the time frame. Just being such a tight build, we had to use it for that. One of the other things was a changing design throughout the project on site. We used BIM for that to allow us to manipulate the build design changes and bring them into the project as the build progressed. We used M&W Link as a platform to collaborate between all the different subcontractors and main contractors for the project. One of the main key learnings was the use of scanning in the project to allow us to use an already as-built building. It assisted the build, allowing us to bring that information in the already built world into the 3D world.
Joseph Maddy, BIM manager, designer group. The building was a 1970s building that had a main, a lot of concrete rings around each bay on each floor. It was actually 3 buildings put together. It was an A, B and a C. We brought in Murphy surveys and they conducted a point cloud scan, and then we looked at engaging the mechanical, the electrical and every other member, every discipline that was involved in the project. The guys on site needed training. We engaged and brought guys up, trained them to see what they needed and bring them up to speed. And then we start building the model, the architectural model, the MEP, and looking at different scenarios and ways we could get in there early. The additional benefits of having the federated model allowed us less clashes on site, less issues, less number of resolutions that had issues that had to be resolved on site.
Sean O'Dwyer, JJ Rattigan and company. I think the first challenges were collaboration, trying to get all the design teams involved in it to make sure that they had the correct software, that they were all set in the correct path and what way we wanted BIM to be. So we tailored a complete BIM execution plan, sat down with workshops and made them aware of what we wanted, and there was no discrepancies. So with the Chiswick School we used the BIM 360 software. So we used Glue to collaborate all the models into one federated model. We can create markups, the architect can create markups, even the client can come on. The main lesson is early engagement. We're trying to get subcontractors in as early as possible, train them up if they need to be trained.
My name is David Clark. I work for the McAvoy Group. McAvoys are a main contractor who specialise in off-site technology. So therefore we provide volumetric modular solutions. That is different to a traditional construction in that when the site elements, the civils, the structure, the foundations are all happening, we are actually manufacturing, constructing the building in our factory simultaneously. What our biggest challenge was on this project, we had to deliver a REBA Stage 4 detailed design in 4 weeks. And BIM offered us the opportunity to do that. The software solutions are there, they're great. You have to put time, effort to ensure that they do what you want them to do. You can't just sit back, you have to work at that.
My name's Alan Halpin and I'm the BIM manager for Murphy Surveys. Understanding the site was a big hurdle. It was a city block. It had a lot of different types of building types, a lot of clashing of integration of different buildings, staggered levels, different types of understanding involved in a project. The innovations we brought to the project came in how we bring all the survey information that we can get on a project that size and how we can give it to the client, and not give it in a fractured way, but our aim was to give it in an integrated, easy way. We approached it where we wanted to provide all of the information we can give a client and put it into a model where you could view not just the model, but you could view the actual photography and see detail. So we were able to put that all into one file. I think going forward, we have a much better defined workflow in providing this on similar projects, I think.
So my name is Killian Kelly. I'm with John Siskin's son. The main challenges on this project was to ensure that the full project team had the BIM capabilities to carry out the client requirements. We carried out a BIM assessment across our supply chain, and with our long-standing relationship with the majority of our supply chain, we could ensure that we could meet the BIM requirements. Part of that was to ensure that we had everyone working in a collaborative BIM environment. So we carried out a one-week training course where we ensured that we had a train-the-trainer process put in place, that all project management would have the skills to train all of their trades and all of their staff. So we had everyone on the project team working in a collaborative BIM environment. Developing an open and honest relationship with our supply chain and having trust across the whole project team. What we're trying to do here is provide an asset to the client that they can access their project information across the world, and this information is going to be stored in their data centres, and that's the key what we're trying to provide to the client on this project.
Marcus O'Byrne, BIM manager in Stewart Contractors. Well, it's a city centre project. It's based just around the corner here on Marion Square. So initially we used it as a site management / visualisation tool to try and organise the site as best we could. We used the architects and engineers' drawings to develop a 3D model, which in turn was fed out to fellow contractors on the site, and they used that then to develop their mechanical engine and electrical models. It was useful as a coordination tool. And the project's still ongoing, so we do use it, clash detection, and it's been a invaluable tool to us so far. Simple things sometimes, it's to do with the software versions that everyone's using. I think in future what we'll just make sure to do is we'll have all this in place beforehand, and then everyone knows where they stand.